Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast, a show where normal guys talk about the films that they love. And here are your hosts, Bryce Thompson, Brian Hammond, and Cody Ryrie. Now get ready, because the show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast. We're talking about movies. You should already know that, though. Yeah. We're going to talk about 2017 and the upcoming year, what we're excited about. Brian, what do you think of this upcoming year?
2017 is looking pretty great. Hopefully it's a better year than last year. Not movie-wise, just in general.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a good year.
I have a comment real quick.
Go.
I feel like in 2017, the 2017 Oscars, there's going to be a lot of contenders for animated movie.
Really?
That's what I think. Just throwing it out there. Take it away, Brian.
Yeah?
Take it away.
Okay.
Well, what should we start with? Are we going to go in chronological order, or should we just start?
I didn't write dates down. I wrote them by genre.
Okay, good.
So.
Good. All right. Well, I'm going to start with one that's getting released pretty soon. This is Trainspotting 2. This is a latecomer for me. I only saw this probably 2 years ago as it appeared on Netflix, and so I just clicked on it, and I was blown away with it. It's about a group of Irishmen. I'm hoping it's Irish, not Scottish.
I know.
Is that racist of me to not know?
Ewan McGregor is Scottish. I know that.
Okay,
yes,
so maybe it's Scotland, and I should know that, but for some reason it escapes me. But Danny Boyle is returning to direct this with all the cast from the original. It's 20 years later, just like in the movie, in real life. So I'm really looking forward to this. You guys really need to check it out just to experience it.
When does it get released movie here in the States?
The date that I have here is the 27th of January, but I don't think that's correct. I think it's in February. I think it was an incorrect date I wrote down from a defunct website. Yeah. So what are your guys'
about Trainspotting? I'm going to try and see Trainspotting before I see the second one, because I want to be prepared for that. I need to catch up. It's a cultural touchstone, and that's a big black mark on my.
We should do a show.
Yeah,
we should.
There you go.
Let's all plan it. There we go.
I'm excited for The Founder. This is one we spotlighted last year on our 2016 show, and they messed us all up. So now we're going to spotlight it again in this year's show. It looks really good. Michael Keaton, Nick Offerman. Amazing, hilarious people, and so I think it'll be good, especially about McDonald's. I mean, how has there not already been a movie made about McDonald's? I mean, I think everyone eats it.
Lawsuits.
Right?
Well, and the director, I think his name is Hancock. He's the guy behind Saving Mr. Banks, which I enjoyed, and The Blind Side, which was not as big my cup of tea, but everybody else in the world seemed to like it. So he's got
jerk. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Fair enough. But I like Saving Mr. Banks a lot because I probably a lot of the film history stuff, and I like Tom Hanks. But I love Michael Keaton with a love that is impure and comes directly from my heart. So anything he's in, I will watch. And Nick Offerman on top of that, together.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
I mean, come on. Nick Offerman's one of my favorite people from the Jump Street movies. He's only in them for a second, but he's so funny, and he's great in Parks and Rec. So, pretty good director, some great actors, interesting storyline. I think technically it came out last year, limited release.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but wide release, it'll get us this year.
January 20th is when it hits everywhere.
So, do I get to put one in now?
Yeah, throw it in.
We're doing this one at a time? Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to bring up the first comic book movie for next year because it looks very different and very interesting, and it's called Logan. And it's apparently Have you seen the trailer for this? It's got the Johnny Cash song behind it.
Yes, it looks really good, actually.
Yeah,
I have to be
it's
honest.
directed by James Mangold, who did the last Wolverine film, but more importantly, he did Walk the Line. And Walk the Line is one of my favorite movies. I think it has a real... I don't know, he has a real way with actors, and he has a real way with bringing some real honest emotion. And that's what comic book films need. Comic book films can get really frothy and cartoony really easy, and he grounds things. This is the last time that Hugh Jackman's apparently playing the character, and my last encouraging sign is they just announced a couple days ago it's going to be playing in the Berlin International Film Festival, which is the first for a comic book film, and a really good sign that there's some quality filmmaking behind it. Patrick Stewart also showing up probably for his last X-Men movie. So it's been a long journey. Looks like they're really going to bring it home strong, and I'm excited for it.
I am
just from
really excited for it too.
I am too, and I'm not a huge. Is this?
No.
That's Marvel, right?
It's Marvel, but Fox owns it.
But Fox does it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I kind of fell off the ship with X-Men. I used to watch like the first 2 or 3, but this one, just the poster alone, it evokes so much emotion. You know, he looks just. Hugh Jackman. It looks like it's going to have some real power to it, pack a punch. So I'm excited to see that one too.
Okay, Brian.
Isn't it?
All right.
Just
what?
More on Logan.
Yeah.
You're good.
Isn't it? It's rated R, correct?
It is rated R.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole thing, like they're not doing a PG-13 for theaters thing.
As far as I know, the whole thing's rated
up.
R. And I read a paragraph. It was the beginning of the script. It was put up. And James Mangold said, this is a movie where people get hurt and where people die and they stay dead. And so this is not... He's really trying to ground this. And the violence, he said it was necessary, the way he wanted to portray it, and the actual pain behind violence required an R rating. It's
cool.
I think that's a great direction to take it. I think it's awesome. So I should be grateful to Deadpool because I think Deadpool made that possible because Deadpool was so successful in being a rated R comic book film. I haven't seen it, but I'm grateful to it for that reason.
And I think that Deadpool was more vulgar and sexually related, R-rated. I mean, there was violence in it, but not as much as I don't know. It's more sexual and vulgar. But I think this one kind of gives you the vibe that there's going to be lots more violence to it.
It's very gritty. It's got a very gritty vibe to the trailer.
Very dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited for this movie. It looks pretty cool.
Okay, Brian, go for it.
All right.
Your next one.
Go for it, Brian.
Let's see. This one could be a hit or miss, but I'm going to go with The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon, Zhang Yimou. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm not Chinese. But anyways, he's the one that directed Hero, House of Flying Daggers, and so he has some really good chops, you know, a good list of films that he's done that are visually stunning. This is the most expensive film ever made in China, and so
wow.
It's going to be epic. And like I said, it could go either way. It could be really, really good or really flop. But I'm excited for it regardless. So, yeah. Any thoughts?
Well, I know that they've already been in a little bit of trouble because Matt Damon's in it. And there was some Asian critics and other people who said that was a whitewash. But I always wait till I see the movie to decide on things like that.
Does he play a Chinese character?
No, it's not like blackface or Chinese face.
I know,
that's
what I was going to say. So who cares, right?
Hey, Chinese face is a thing. The Wachowski siblings made
That's true.
Breakfast
at Tiffany's is like...
Well, breakfast, that's even worse.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
We won't even get onto that. That's like a different show. But, yeah, it looks interesting. I thought the trailer looked interesting, and I really liked House of Flying Daggers. It's a great movie. So.
Yeah, it was good. Hero. Have you seen Hero, Cody?
I did like Hero as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Hero's great.
Okay, Bryce, you're up.
This one, I don't really know if I'm excited for it at all, but I'm looking at it now, so I'll just talk about it. But the new Power Rangers movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my turn. Now,
just kidding. Well, just like, do you think it's going to be anything? Like, for real?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's just going to be stupid? because they could. I feel like they could. Make
If Serena Vincent was in it, I'd watch it. but
Here's the
I don't
thing:
know if I'm gonna watch
Bryan Cranston is in it. Chew on that for a
and
little
Bill
while.
Oh.
Hader. Bill
Wow.
Hader's in it too, and I really like Bill Hader. But yeah, Bryan Cranston's in it. Though he
Yeah.
was in Godzilla and that.
Hey, Godzilla was not a bad
it.
lead.
Godzilla was good.
It was
wasn't
okay.
bad.
It was
It
good.
was
It wasn't a
alright.
disaster by any means.
Isn't this
Yeah.
kind of like a spoiler? But doesn't he die like right at the very beginning?
Yeah, that was stupid. If you hire Bryan Cranston, you put him in the whole movie. That's
Right.
That's just
Yeah.
what you do.
Okay. But so I just wanted to throw that out there. And
Okay.
one more to throw out there. But
Yeah.
Life with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it
and
looks interesting.
Ryan Reynolds. It does. And I'm a sucker for Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm a sucker. I mean, he's made lots of great movies. So
Well, it has that kind
I
of
think that'd be
thoughtful,
interesting.
scary, out in space vibe, which I'm always a fan of.
Yeah. It looked a little Gravity-ish, but
yeah.
you know, yeah, I'm on board. I'll see it just because of the cast and. So.
Okay. Well, Bryce got to do 2, so I get to do 2.
Moving on. Sure, if you want, whatever.
Okay.
There's no rules.
There are, yeah, that's right. Well, okay, I'll bring one up that doesn't have a release date yet, but I know they're done filming, so I have a feeling it's going to be this year. And that's The Shape of Water from Guillermo del Toro. I heard that there's some interesting things in the set. It's got Octavia Spencer, I want to say, in it, and it's got Michael Shannon playing another role, which he's kind of on a roll from last year. And you know, Del Toro is my boy. So it's supposed to take place in the Cold War, and it has to do with the romance between a janitor lady and a fish man. So I'm there. Sounds fantastic.
Yep,
I don't know when
100%.
it's going to come out, but I think it'll be this year. Another one that's a little
Fact.
under the radar, but sounds really interesting to me, is a remake of The Orient Express. And this is being...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you've heard of this. And Poirot is being played...
It's on my list, yeah.
Played by... if you hadn't asked me, I would have remembered his name. Branagh. What's Branagh's first name?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh?
Kenneth, yeah. He's not French. I don't think it's Branagh, is it? I don't know. Whatever his name is, he's brilliant. He's playing Poirot and he's directing. Daisy Ridley's in the cast, which will be the first time to see her outside of a Star Wars movie, which should be really interesting. The rest of the cast is just a list of like every amazing actor who's ever been in a movie. Do you have the list of the cast with you, Brian? For that
I
one?
don't. I just wrote down Kenneth.
It's got a lot of people, and the number one thing that's interesting, and this is a film nerdy thing, is I think it's Sony or Kodak has reopened a lab that can process 65mm film, and so we have several films coming out next year that were filmed and processed on 65 or 70mm film. Orient Express is one of them, and Branagh has done 65 before. He did it with Hamlet, I think, and so I love big film stuff, you know, and so that's getting on 65. The next episode of Star Wars is not, but episode 9 will be filmed on 65mm, and the next Planet of the Apes movie. They're all these 70mm epic things. But just to see that great cast, it's a great story. There's an older version of it from the 70s. It's also really worth a watch. But it's a great story, great cast, and it's on that larger-than-life format. I'm all in for that one. That one sounds great.
Yeah. Was that 2 for you?
That was
Cody?
2, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, A Cure for Wellness. Have you guys heard of this?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Directed by Gore Verbinski. He's the one that directed The Ring. And this is about a young executive must rescue his boss from a wellness center in the Swiss Alps. But things are not what they seem. So, you know, I'm excited
You should write
for
this
it.
stuff. That's amazing, Brian. That was poetic.
I just read that. I probably
okay,
should.
okay.
Yeah, IMDb. You know, just it's my
Truth
best friend.
comes out.
All right, you get 2 at least. I think you should go for 3, Brian. Give us 2 more.
Hey, why not?
Well, I don't know much about this one, but I'll throw it out there. ELLE is how it's spelled by Paul Verhoeven, which he's hit or miss anymore, but you know, he's on my list of directors that I touch, you know, every once in a while. Wait, that sounded weird. that I watch.
Hey, Paul.
Watch every once in a while.
Verhoeven would probably like that. He'd consider that a compliment.
He probably would. He's kind of a weirdo, but
Okay, one more.
yeah,
Give us one
so-
more.
Wait, I did Cure for Wellness too. That's two.
Yeah, okay, one
other
more. Go for it.
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. And
Beauty
the
and
only
the
reason
Beast.
this one's on my
The
list
Beast.
is because I'm in love with Belle. She was my sweetheart through my teenage years. So,
Wow.
anyways, I'm excited
geez.
for it.
See, but it's
And
a little creepy when you put Emma Watson in there.
I know
And-
it does get a little creepy. It's cute when it's a cartoon.
We've
but when
seen
it
her
becomes a
grow
real
up,
person, it's creepy.
and that's just I can't. It's a little weird for me.
That's
Should
true.
be weirder for you. You're like 40, so that's you're touching Paul Verhoeven, and you're you're talking.
Moving on.
Moving on. All
Sorry.
right.
Sorry.
Please
I have to
talk.
pick on
Save
Brian.
me
It's a
from
bad
this.
impulse. I apologize, Bryce. It's up to you.
So one that I'm excited for. This kind of ties into my comment at the beginning, but The Boss Baby. I want to see this movie. It looks hilarious. It looks pretty amazing. Not gonna lie.
All right. I really do apologize, Brian, because now we've gone on to The Boss Baby. So I should really
So
be making
look
fun of
at-
Bryce. I don't know why I'm making
But
fun of you.
look at the cast. Are you kidding me?
Have you seen the
Alex
trailer
Baldwin.
for it? The trailer was like fingernails on a chalkboard, I
It
thought.
looked hilarious.
So
Are you kidding
unfunny.
me?
Not a single laugh
Oh
in the
my
trailer.
gosh.
And the trailer is where all the funny stuff's supposed to be and be spoiled.
So what's the premise of the film? Is this like that Saturday Night Live sketch where he's he plays a baby and he's an adult but he acts like a baby?
No, it's
Well-
reverse that. It's a baby who acts like an adult.
Yeah.
Oh.
He is
Oh,
trying
man.
to, because babies are supposed to be the cutest and puppies are taking over the cuteness, and so they got to stop the puppies.
Is
from
it an
being cute.
animated film?
It is, and
Yes.
it looks great.
Okay.
Cody's a jerk, and it looks amazing.
I know, I'm being mean to everybody. I'm sorry. That's it. I'm just going to be
Yes,
positive
you
from
are.
here on out. Positive from here on out.
Okay.
I don't got another one. Go for it, Cody.
Sorry, I killed your enthusiasm. I'm a terrible person.
You did. You just
All right.
smashed it.
Okay, here's two that might be a little under the radar. We'll get to the big ones later. One, well, this one's not under the radar. It's Kong Skull Island. I was not excited for this, and then I saw the previews, and I was like, hey, that doesn't look half bad. So I like Sam Jackson. I like John Goodman. They're both in
Tom
there.
Hiddleston?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston, of course. So it looks like a really visually interesting movie. It takes place in the 70s. I like the period piece kind of a thing going on. I'm a sucker for big creature movies. So yeah, that one's got me interested. I think that's in March. And then another one that I'm really excited about. This one comes out in January. And the preview is what got me on this one. The preview is just fantastic. And it's a movie called Get Out. And this is by written and directed by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele fame on Comedy Central. And I don't know if you've seen the preview for this, but it's a horror film, and it's about a white girl and her black boyfriend who go back to meet her parents, and things are not as they seem. How about that? Still that line. And he talks about how he gets uncomfortable around white people, and I think that the trailer hints at that there's this mind brainwashing thing where the white people are buying and selling black people, and there's all kinds of really interesting sociological things behind it. It just seems like a really interesting, thought-provoking,
interesting.
taboo-inducing horror film, and the trailer sold me all the way. I'm really interested in it.
Wow.
So yeah, do I get
Okay.
one more? I can do one
Was that
more.
two?
That's two. I'll do three.
Well,
I'm doing one more. I'm doing one more. I'm doing one more. This won't ruin anything
gosh.
because it just got moved to 2018. So there you go. It won't ruin anything. But
Well, then
Ready
we'll save it
Player
for next year.
No. Ready Player One, Spielberg's next movie, was going to come out in 2017 in December, and then Star Wars threw its weight around and knocked it into 2018. So, Star Wars, I love you, but I
happens.
hate you. All right, go on. Next.
All right, I got. Oh,
It's
are you
Brian
on?
next.
No. It's
You're
Brian's
skipping,
turn.
Bryce.
It's Brian's turn.
Well,
You're jumping in
Hey,
line.
there's no rules.
there is no rules, man. We're all adults. Let's see. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, which this one, when I first read the title, I was kind of like, eh. But Guy Ritchie directed it, and I like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
He's a good director.
And it has Charlie Henneman in it. Henneman in it.
Yeah, which...
Wait, what? What?
Charlie Henneman in it.
I don't know how I feel about Charlie. Charlie brings mixed feelings in me.
I'm a sucker. See, he kind of... And this is not an insult. If I ever met the guy, I wouldn't want to punch him in the face. But he kind of has the same type of acting in a way that I've noticed. But I've liked pretty much everything that I've seen him in. So
he's kind of white bread, though. You know, he just kind of sits there. And I don't know why Del Toro's obsessed with him either. He keeps putting him in his movies, and it doesn't ruin the movie because he's Del Toro. But he's got a thing for him. He doesn't ruin the movie, like I said, but he just kind of sits there for me. He doesn't come off the screen. I don't know.
Well, maybe you should get a little bit bigger imagination. That's all I'm saying.
There, you just got burned, Cody.
Sorry, I just lied, didn't I? I said it was going to be positive the rest of the time. All right, I'm going to try again. New Year's resolution. It also has, be positive.
It also has Jude Law in it, which he's usually does a really great job. Yeah. I'm excited for King Arthur too.
It has a lot of, like, in the trailer, there was a lot of really cool visuals. Like, there was, like, a tree person who was hidden in the tree, and the sword and the stone thing had a really interesting visual thing to it. The trailer, again, on that one kind of got me interested. So I'm with you.
Cool.
You got more, Brian.
One?
You got to have more.
I'll throw this one out, and I hesitate being excited about this one because I'm mixed feelings about this, but Fast and the Furious 8... a.k.a. The Fate of the Furious, which I don't know if that's a real subtitle or not.
Wait, I was going to say that's really what it's called because
I think it is. I think that's really what it's called.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it's saying on here, but
The Fate of the Furious. That's really what it's called.
I think so.
Fate of the Furious.
Yeah. Okay.
Fast and Furious 8. Anyways, the reason I got excited about this, because I kind of thought 7 was a perfect ending, right? Like, it just... Paul Walker, after his death, it was just a perfect ending. However, this has Dwayne Johnson again, but Kurt Russell's in this, Jason Statham, Helen Mirren, Charlize Theron. So, it's got, a stellar cast.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
I got excited about it really quick when I read that.
Who's directing this one?
F. Gary Gray is the director.
Because I know James Wan did one, right? And
yeah, he did 7.
Okay. See, I'm going to make an admission here. I've never seen a single Fast and Furious movie.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just never interested me.
I watched.
They're all good. Guilty pleasures, but except for 2. 2's horrible, but
I watched my first Fast and Furious movie when I was like 10. My mom and dad had to censor it for me. No big deal. Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching
I've heard
it
good
again
things.
And being like, why did they send me to bed? But anyway,
I think I've heard that 5 and 7 are really good, but that's who knows. Like I said, I don't know. But
listen to this. Vin Diesel has gone on record saying he will definitely win an Oscar. How pathetic is that?
Yes.
I hope he does.
Wow.
Just
self-promotion. There you go.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that grates on me for some reason. But okay, that was 2. Someone speak, please.
So,
Bryce.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this movie. This is up there pretty high on my wanting to see list because it's a Marvel movie that I don't despise. It was really good. The first one was really good. Lots better than I thought it was going to be. I think my mom even sort of kind of enjoyed it. Though she can't say that she hasn't seen them. She goes to all those movies. But anyways, I think it looks really cool. I like Chris Pratt. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And the big Drax guy.
And
cool
Baby
too.
Groot. I can't wait for Baby Groot. The little tiny tree.
I know. How cool is... Yeah, I'm so excited. That's where Vin Diesel's going to win his Oscar. Is Baby Groot.
Dang straight. Yeah, it's Baby Groot.
If it was open to the public, I would vote for him.
You got another one, Bryce?
Sure. Throw one
Go
out
for it.
there. Baywatch.
Oh, that was on my list.
Was it? Let's just talk about this for a second.
Because... Don't laugh, Cody.
Hey, I grew up watching
hilarious.
Baywatch. It's the probably the source of my orientation. Who knows? But
how is this going to work, you think? How do you think this is actually going to work?
it looks like a comedy.
Well,
I saw like a TV spot, and it looks
it
like
is.
they're really sending it up, kind of.
It's absolutely a comedy. It's a parody of the original, and I think that's the only way that they could pull it off in today's day and age with the social, all that stuff. And
Yep.
I just think it's the only way they could pull it off, and it looks hilarious. And it's got Alexandra Daddario in it, who's wonderful. Dwayne Johnson's funny. Zac Efron. So the jokes that are in the film are in the trailer. They're hilarious. It looks funny.
Okay. Also, let's just talk about it. Let's get it out of the way. Wonder Woman. I'm excited for this movie. I think it looks amazing. I am hesitant. Though, because it is Warner Brothers, and they have messed everything up in my life thus far.
Well, okay, so all right, I'd like to again. I'm trying to stay positive here. So this is me living up to my promise. I think I don't know how you say it. Gal Gadot, is that how you say it? She was the bright spot. Sure. I mean, I liked Batman vs Superman, but she was the bright spot of that movie.
Yeah,
she was like the
100%.
one thing everybody could agree on liking. And a whole movie of her, plus it's a period piece, which I love. I like that idea of going back to World War I. Chris Pine, I think, is a solid actor. He's got some charisma. The visuals look interesting. So I'm not going to say anything negative about it because I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. Even though it's going to be followed next year also by Justice League, I'm going to be positive though because
we have to
I'm
stay
going to be
positive
positive
for Warner Brothers. Though I'm going to get negative real quick. Going to get negative. Wonder Woman is my last straw. If Wonder Woman sucks, it's going to be hard for me to go to see another one.
You're going to break up with
honestly.
DC if Wonder Woman's bad, huh?
I'm not going to break up. We're just going to separate for.
We're going to take a break. We'll take a break. Yeah.
I'm just going to grab my Dark Knight trilogy and hug them tight, and that's
because it's just exactly Dark Knight. It's ridiculous that they've done this to DC because it can be done. You can make good movies with DC comics.
Yeah,
but they haven't, and so I don't know. No excuse.
Nolan set it up. He did all the work and left it in their hands, and then
Yeah.
So moving on, staying positive,
Okay. Well, while we're on the comic book thing, let's just get it out of the way. Okay, I know you all aren't interested, but also we have the third Thor film, Thor Ragnarok, which is coming out, which I think looks interesting because I'm a fanboy, but also because Cate Blanchett is playing the villain in the film, and Kate's a good actress, and I'd like to see her go full villain. That would be really interesting. Also, you have Benedict Cumberbatch playing Doctor Strange. He's going to be in the film. Anthony Hopkins is coming back. Tom Hiddleston's coming back for the last time, apparently, as Loki. All those things point to a very interesting film.
That's the last time that he's playing Loki.
That's what he said.
Do they
he's
kill
done.
him off, or are they going to find someone else?
Don't know. But he's already said that he's done after this, and so he said he's going to put everything he's got into this last role. I said you got Anthony Hopkins coming back. You also have the Hulk's going to play a big part of this, apparently. So interesting stuff for those of us who follow such things. Also, we've talked about this a little bit. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes. Okay.
That's the third. Marvel's picking up the slack next year. They're doing 3 movies next year. DC's keeping pace with 2, and the X-Men with Fox, they're dropping down to 1. They had 2 this last year, and they're just doing the 1 with Logan. But Spider-Man: Homecoming, we've talked about this a little bit. Looks interesting. Michael Keaton playing the bad guy in that. That should be enough to get you in the theater.
Yeah. I need to comment on Spider-Man. Now, I have received some heat from my comments about saying that I dislike Spider-Man. And I'm going to stay with those comments. I don't like Spider-Man.
Yes.
But this one does look good. I think that this actually piques my interest more than a Spider-Man movie has in the past. Just because they have the actual like teenager guy. It's not just going straight back to like all origin. It looks interesting. It looks pretty good too. Like the visuals look really nice as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm not
for those of us who follow the Marvel Universe, it's exciting to see Robert Downey Jr. playing a part in the trailers and bringing that along from what was done in Civil War. Anyway, that's it for comic books. We're off. I want to bring up real quick two of them. First off, Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe starring in The Mummy, which is Universal Pictures again rebooting the Mummy franchise, and this time they're doing it as like a shared universe with planned Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movies and Wolfman movies, and these will all be interconnected, and I don't know how I feel about that, but the Mummy trailer had a really interesting scene of a plane crash, and this entire plane crash was apparently shot on the Vomit Comet, which is that plane that goes up and then dives and gives you like 5 minutes of weightlessness. And that's hardcore. I like it when, Tom Cruise probably wanted to shoot on the outside of the plane when they were doing that, but they wouldn't let him because that's his thing. Is how will I defy death in every film that I am in? Anyway, I don't know what I think about the film. I like the fact that it's a female mummy because that's new. We've seen male mummies over and over and over again, and some of the action looks interesting. Just a quick mention. I don't know. I'm going to steal one, I'm pretty sure, from Brian here, but I'm going to do it anyway. And it's called Under the Silver Lake. Have you... No?
Off my radar.
Okay, well, then you'll be interested and hopefully excited about this. It is the follow-up from David Robert Mitchell, who made It Follows. And it has Andrew Garfield as the main character, and apparently it's a film noir about a man who becomes obsessed with a murder of a billionaire and a kidnapping and how they're connected. That's all we know. But anyway, It Follows was fantastic, and to see that guy tackle film noir with Andrew Garfield at the top of the bill, hey, yeah, I'm there.
I'm sold.
So yeah, awesome. Under the Silver Lake is what that's called. Okay, Brian, it's your go.
Did you... Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty on my end. Did you mention Alien Covenant?
No, go for it.
Okay, since you stole one of mine, I'll steal one of yours.
It is. It's my number 2 most excited movie for next year. So yeah, go ahead.
Is it? Well, yeah. Why don't you talk about it then? This is your this is your third pick. Then go ahead.
Okay,
you're more prepared than I am for it.
The Alien Covenant trailer is very interesting. I don't know how much it sold me on it, but I love Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott's one of my favorite filmmakers. I stay with him through thick and thin, through Exodus, Gods and Kings, and The Martian. That's good and bad. There you go. He's just my guy. I really like him. He's got an amazing eye. And Alien, the first Alien, is my favorite Alien movie. I was a fan of Prometheus, even if the rest of the world wasn't. And I understand it has problems, but I liked it. I'm excited to see where he goes from here on out. The real reason I'm excited for Alien Covenant is it's an alien film, of course. This time they're dropping the whole Prometheus, it's kind of got the same DNA. No. This is an alien movie. And the trailer looks super violent and very much like an alien film. But another big reason I'm excited is the screenplay is by John Logan. And John Logan is the guy who wrote he wrote the script for Hugo. He wrote the script for Kingdom of Heaven, which is one of my favorite Ridley Scott films. The director's cut, the theatrical cut is a piece of hot garbage. And yeah, with a scriptwriter, because the problem Prometheus had, I liked it, but it had Damon Lindelof as the scriptwriter, who is the devil. And he ruins everything he touches. And he made Brad Bird make an okay movie, which is impossible. And I think he ruined parts of Prometheus, even though I like the final film. So he's gone, and hopefully in a hole somewhere. And we have the far superior John Logan bringing in a script which I hope brings back a lot of the original Alien stuff with some new stuff. Ridley Scott, like I said, I'm with him all the way. So yeah, I'm super excited. This is part of the biggest year for sci-fi franchises probably ever, and it's my second most excited, like I said. So Alien Covenant. We will see. Although the name is unfortunately kind of a rhyme with Alien Resurrection, which is not something you want to bring back. people thinking of at all. So, sorry. Well, thank you for handing that off because I am very excited and want to talk about it. So,
Good
yeah.
deal. There are a couple Stephen King films coming out this year. One, the Dark Tower series, is being made into a film with Idris Elba in it, which I love everything he does, so I'm excited for that. And also, It is getting remade.
Yes.
Which I love the original, but, you know, it's dated and has its problems. So it'll be neat to see those two in film in the theater. And then I'm going to talk about the follow-up to produced by J.J. Abrams. It's loosely in the Cloverfield universe. So this is the third film in kind of that Cloverfield universe, and it's called God Particle. And I actually don't know a whole lot about it other than it's loosely in that universe.
Well, and knowing Abrams, it'll be totally kept under wraps till right before it comes out.
And I think it takes place in space, actually. And,
really?
Here I found a little something on it. Let me read. Loosely set within the Cloverfield universe, this sees a team of astronauts make a horrifying discovery while on board a space station. So it's kind of going more to the skies, which will be fun and neat.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one.
I dug 10 Cloverfield Lane. So.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, Brian.
Bryce.
Or Bryce. Yeah, Brian's already done. Bryce, you got anything?
Yes, I do. The Emoji Movie is coming out 2017. Since no one's mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. Dunkirk. It looks awesome. Looks so awesome that I want to see it immediately. I think this is the most excited, like not the most excited I've ever been, but this year for war movies, I think this is the big one so far that I know of, anyways.
Well, and that's another one that I think the whole thing is in 75 or 70 millimeter or 65 or whatever.
Yeah, IMAX, right?
Mm-hmm. More than I think he's ever shot before, which is interesting because Interstellar, a big chunk of that was in IMAX. Mm-hmm. So he seems like he gets more and more of it filmed in IMAX every time he makes a movie, till eventually one day it'll be from beginning to end. He's working there.
So we also have Cars 3.
Yeah.
Despicable Me 3. See, I mean, there's so many animated movies.
When does Incredibles 2 come out? Is that this year?
Ooh, I'm not sure, actually.
I know it's been announced and they're working on it. Cars 3 has an interesting trailer. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like
2018.
Oh, okay. It's like Lightning McQueen flipping over and having this horrible wreck, and it's like things will never be the same again. I'm like, what is this? You know, like, is this like
there was supposed to, there's another look at it. I haven't seen it yet, but there's another look at it now that they released.
I mean, leave it up to Pixar to be like, you know what people need? They needed a depressing, dark, and gritty Cars movie. Okay. Yep. Sure.
Why not? I'll watch it. I mean,
is it going to have Larry the Cable Guy still?
Also, I'm just going to wrap this up real quick. Jumanji.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Is this the rape of your childhood?
I mean, kind of, right? Like, are you kidding me? Just kill off Robin Williams. Just burn everything he's ever done. May as well. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I have a feeling I'm not going to go to this one in theaters. That's just
in protest.
I've got
for Robin, in memory of Robin.
Also, Star Wars, the 8th episode.
Yeah, which still doesn't have a title, and still no video and no pictures have been released from the film. So that's interesting.
Don't you think that's really good, though? Don't you think that's good?
I think that Rogue One, they're trying to keep the focus on Rogue One right now, and they don't want people to get confused. I just wonder when we're going to get a trailer. I'm hoping it'll be sometime soon. For Episode 7, we got a trailer in like Thanksgiving the year before.
Yeah, but that was also before they had launched their world eater machine that they've got going now.
That's true.
So, yeah, you guys can want to mention the last years.
Okay, I've got 3 more, and they all go with this year of amazing science fiction. We talked about Star Wars, Episode 8, Alien Covenant, and then also, this is kind of a cheat, but I hope it's not going to come here, but I'm going to bring it up. Terminator 2 got converted to 3D and is getting a 3D film release some places around the country. And Terminator 2 is freaking awesome, and I'd love to see it in the theaters because when it came out in theaters, I was 6, and so I obviously didn't see it, and I want to see it in the theater, and 3D would be great. That'd be fine. But it won't come here because of where we live. So, yeah, there's that one. Also, War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Which looks interesting. I have no reason to think that it won't be a continuation of the last 2 films, which have been fantastic. Andy Serkis coming back as Caesar. This time the heavy's being played by Woody Harrelson, who shaved his head for the film, which looks interesting. And again, it's on 65 or 70 millimeter. I don't know which one that's supposed to be, but it's big format. And they're going all out for spectacle. It's what the director Matt Reeves has said. Matt Reeves, who's directing this one, did direct Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He didn't do Rise. He's one of my favorites. He's a J.J. Abrams buddy. So yeah, War of the Planet of the Apes. And then that leaves me with my number 1 I'm most excited for, which is Blade Runner 2049. We're getting Harrison Ford back. We're getting Ryan Gosling. We're getting a script by Hampton Fancher, who had a big hand in the first one. And the director is not Ridley Scott. It's Denis Villeneuve, which in some ways is a more interesting choice. He's on fire because of Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival. The man can do no wrong. And he seems a perfect pick for the Blade Runner universe. The trailer looks amazing. I love the visuals. There is no thing that gives me worry about this. Do we need a sequel to Blade Runner? No, but if we're going to get one, then this is everything perfectly put together. So yeah, that is all I've got. I'm going to end on a high note and be positive.
Right. Awesome. Bryce, did you have any others, or did you finish up?
Go for it, and I just got one more.
Okay. Well, you stole my number 1, which was Dunkirk. I'm the huge Nolan fan, so he's my number 1 man, and very excited for that. I'm going to mention this just because I love the original Universal horror films, the Universal monster films. They're rebooting the whole franchise, and they're starting off with The Mummy, which stars Tom Cruise, and I really hope they do.
Were you having? I brought this up when you were having technical difficulties, I think.
Oh,
sorry.
Probably. Did you talk about it? All right.
I talked about the vomit
comet
thing.
So.
I just talked about the fact that they filmed that plane crash on the actual airplane that does the zero gravity. So.
Oh yeah. Yes, yeah.
I have mixed feelings.
Well, then I'm
seeing,
done. Yeah,
after seeing the trailer, I have mixed feelings. I don't know. It looks like it could be interesting. It looks like it could be something not interesting. But I'm being positive.
And then they had, and they say that Dracula Untold isn't in that universe, and I think they're just saying that because it flopped. And how many times are they going to say, well, that wasn't part of it either? If this flops, will it not be? I just want them to go back to their roots. What made Universal monster movies so successful? I just hope they don't mess it up. So
well, this does not look like a Universal classic horror film from the trailer. It looks like the mashing up of a Tom Cruise action film with the 99 Mummy a little bit, but some new stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of a Frankenstein.
It is. They are remaking them all and trying to do the whole Marvel thing with it, and I doubt it'll take off. So, who knows?
Well, to end on a high note, my most excited movie is Captain Underpants.
Staying positive. Okay, go ahead.
You can be unpositive, but I don't understand how you could be. This movie When I heard that they were making a Captain Underpants film, I almost wept tears of joy. The books made my childhood. I love them, and I just hope that they don't ruin it. I don't think they will. The cast looks awesome, and so yeah, that's my most excited movie, I'd have to say. But
Cool.
This has been
Wait.
Hall of Film. Sorry.
Wait.
Sorry. Closing it.
No, I just wanted to say where I want to throw out on a negative note. Name the movie a movie that you're least excited about.
Okay.
I know it's negative, and I'm throwing this at you, but I have my number one least excited for, and it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
that's
haven't
mine.
seen the last several of those. It's
The
not
last
one I've
any of
kept
them.
up with. Yeah, and the preview didn't sell me on that. I mean, they always look interesting. They're interesting looking movies, but I don't know how many times you can make a movie where we're going to get Jack Sparrow. You know, I'm like, okay. Well.
It's all the same. Yeah. Anyways, that was a little tongue-in-cheek. You don't have to say
I don't know
a
that I...
negative one, but
I just went over... the one, to be honest, it's for me, I'm dreading and also hoping it's good, is Justice League. I saw the preview for that. It did not make... It did not make me feel happy. I don't know. It seems like they're doing the same things with Batman vs. Superman, but they're like, no, make it funny now. And it's like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you've just gave me like horrors, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep now. Like, it's like they've taken Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad and just jammed it together and like, be happy. No, stop, get away from me.
Well, and Ben Affleck the other day, I mean, he had Live by Night come out, and the critical reception was very different than his other movies. And then the other day, I remember they were like asking him about Batman, and he's like, well, if it's a good script, then we'll go ahead with it. So now he's seeming like he's getting all cold feet on his own Batman movie.
What are you doing?
It crumbles. It begins to crumble.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Someone else, I don't know. Warner Brothers needs to back up, though. They need to back off and be like, hey, we don't know what we're doing. Someone else take over.
You know what needs to happen is that in the corporate world, people still top executives all the time. They need to find whoever is in charge of Marvel and pay them, double their salary.
Lots of money.
Yeah.
Can I say?
I'll go to your movies. I'll go.
I disagree. Here's what I would do, and this is really quick. I know we're long right now. Is I would follow the Dark Knight model, but I would do it like this: is you got to find a filmmaker who has a vision and a passion for one of the characters, and who really wants to do something with it new, and he's all excited about it, and he's got these ideas, and they're just pouring out of him, and then you get behind that guy, and that's what you do. You don't try to copy Marvel. You don't try to make it with a committee. You don't, whatever. Yeah. Do something totally different. It worked with The Dark Knight. I'm not saying it's going to work every time, but I think a lot of times if you get behind a guy who's really passionate, then he'll get through the difficulties, he'll find solutions to the problems, and he'll make something at least interesting. I mean, even if it's not everybody's cup of tea like Marvel is, it'll at least be something unique and something fresh. And right now, it feels like we're getting movies by committee. And
that doesn't mean that... And it doesn't mean that there's not going to be some stinkers thrown in there, too.
Yeah.
But you can't have two right off the bat. And just...
Yeah.
Well, and those movies didn't feel like they were somebody's passion project. They felt like everybody got in a room and said, okay, how do we do what Marvel's doing? Okay, put this piece here, put this piece here, put this piece here. The reason Marvel works, I think, is because the guys behind it are super passionate about the universe. And so don't copy them. Find equal passion on your side.
Which is why I was excited for Suicide Squad, because the director seems like he has that in him, I mean, seems like he's just full of passion, and it just...
And he's proven himself a couple of different times before this.
Like End of Watch, amazing.
What
full
happened?
Of passion, fury. awesome movie, full of passion. What are you doing? You killed the director.
It must have. They must have. It must. You'll never know probably what happened behind the scenes until 20 years down the line. But I would never want to watch Suicide Squad again. But if they released a 2-hour documentary that was brutally honest about what really happened, I'd watch that in a second.
I'd watch it.
I want to know what happened.
Our audience is probably so sick and tired of us talking about Suicide Squad. I'm sorry.
And I still have to watch it.
It has made a deep wound.
It.
A deep wound. But
so there you go. We ended on a negative note.
Suggested
by Brian.
That was my fault.
But positive, 2017 does look like a great year.
Yeah.
It does.
I doubt it's going to disappoint, and we will be here to tell you about it. So make sure to tune in when the shows come out. Subscribe, like us on Facebook, do all that fun stuff. It's a new year, and let's make it great. Wow, that was really cheesy. Anyways, this is Fall Filmcast. I'm Bryce Thompson.
I'm Brian Hammond.
And I'm Cody Ryrie.
We'll talk to you next time.
The following views, opinions, and commentary are the sole property of the Valhalla Filmcast. Any unauthorized reproduction without prior consent is prohibited. Any incidental music, audio clips, or film trailers are used for the sole purpose of film criticism and commentary as allowed under the Fair Use Act.